Hello and welcome. So I'm in the process of rebuilding my website using NextJS, and in this session I would like to add styles. I have the basic styles, but I would like to add the dark theme using Tailwind CSS, a dark theme switcher probably, and change the font face of the website to match my old website. Okay, let's get into action. Let me open a blog page. Okay, and yeah, so this is a blog page, and first let me try to add a dark theme for this. So the styles are in this file, which is global.css, and here we can define a few body styles. Okay, let me also open Tailwind's documentation. There's something called layer, so we can add a few things in the base layer so that they don't get purged. I guess it is this part. So I come here and add, so I have to use apply to add Tailwind classes, and the BG would be white, and if we are in the dark mode, then it is BG gray 900. Similarly, so and also the color would be text gray 900, and in the dark mode the color should be text gray 100. Cool, let's see how this works. Okay, I might have to enable dark mode, so here I would like to use class so that I can if I use class, I can have a class called dark or light, and then based on that then Tailwind would pick the colors. So if I come inspect and add a dark class for the body, okay, I think I have to apply it to the HTML instead of cool. Yes, now we see the dark mode. So if there is a class in on HTML, then the text, the background is gray 900 and the text is gray white 100. This did not change because I believe there is no dark mode support for typography yet. So we use this pros class name in the blog post page, and that comes from Tailwind's typography plugin. So this plugin doesn't have the support for dark theme yet. So this is the thing that I was looking for. So here we enable the dark mode first, add a light modifier, and enable the dark mode variant. So this is the light modifier for the typography plugin. So in theme extend media, I add these stuff. Okay. So in here, I add this to extend typography for light, and then I enable the variant here. Variants extend this stuff. Come on, brackets issue. Okay. light dark theme. Okay, an extra pair of brackets. Done. This should be solved. And so these are the colors that we define for the dark theme for the light variant. And in the HTML, so he uses prose light in the dark mode, which means the text should be in the light color. Okay, so let me do the same thing here as well. Dark prose dash light. Changed. The colors changed, but they are not nice though. I actually have a few custom colors in my old project. So GitHub slash. So here, if you see the styles, then I have these colors defined. Okay, and I would like to use the same colors in this project as well. So maybe I can apply these. So the background has a background color. Maybe I need good names instead of background, because it would be BG background and BG foreground. So I I copy pasted the colors from here from my old website, and if you see in the dark mode, the background is this stuff, and I want to. So these are CSS variables now, and I want to get them as Tailwind colors. So what I can do is I can go to the Tailwind config and set things there with the custom colors. So here in the colors, I would extend this. So if you come back to the Tailwind, we are extending something. We are extending the typography. Okay. So here we extend typography, and in the colors, I would add background as var dash dash background. Okay, and the foreground color. Okay, so I have them defined in the space now. So, and now in the themes, instead of doing BG white and dark BG gray, I can just do BG background, and then it would set the black color that I want. And yes, I see my variant of the black. To explain what's happening again, so I have a CSS variable called background. Okay, and it is different in different class names. So as we used dark class name here, we would get this variable, and if we use light class name, then we would get this value in the variable. And I added a new color called background in Tailwind using this config file, so that background would refer to this variable background, and the value for it comes from the CSS file, obviously. So for the foreground, I can do this as well. So I do text foreground. This color would apply to the normal text. For the text in prose, if you remember, we added this thing, right? So here we'd have to define the colors. So, and this theme comes from there. So I think it would be, instead of Where is the p tag? Instead of the color being gray 400, I would want it to be colors dot foreground. Yes, I have my previous colors working. The bold strings are bright, and I think that's okay. So now let's add a switcher to the website, the dark mode and the normal mode toggle. So we have this hook called use dark mode, and what this does is it gives you the ability to toggle. And good part with this is that it stores the setting, the preference in local storage, and it initializes using system's preference, which means if my Mac OS is in dark mode, I get a dark mode first. If it is in light, I get a light mode first. And then if I switch, the changes would be preserved in the local storage. So every time a user visits, he would see the preferred color, the preferred mode always. So to install it, we do yarn add use dark mode. Let me add a check in the layout saying, so this is the footer, and here I would like to have the switcher. And how do I consume it? So it is const dark mode is equal to use dark mode. Get the dark mode. So initial state is false or true in my case, and the dark mode config says class. What is it again? Class name dark. Class name dark is dark, and class name light is light. Okay, the element to apply. Okay, it automatically applies it to the body, which is awesome. So I go to the dark mode, and here in the new div that I've created, I would create input of type equals to checkbox. Okay, and the value comes from dark mode dot value, and on change or on click we can have dark mode dot toggle. Let's see if this works. Use dark mode is not defined. Okay, it should be defined now. The class is dark, which is cool. So if I toggle this, the dark mode works. Awesome.